On this sweet, savory, and scenic episode of UTR, we're back in Jackson for some choice chocolates, a legendary theater, and not one but two iconic Coneys. We'll even hit a trail and see where the water falls, literally. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Jackson just right.
The Stalls Motors and Music Experience features a collection of automated music machines, neon signs, gas pumps, and 150 years of automotive history. More info at stallsauto.com.
We've been around the world,
But there's one place we keep coming back to.
and the more we explore,
The more we realize.
it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton,
I'm Jim Edelman.
and this is Under the Radar, Michigan. Now, if you're looking for a city that's got sweet traditions and one-of-a-kind consumables, don't look now, but you should go to Jackson. Actually, come to think of it, you can go ahead and look. Oh boy.
Because this city has a rich history, a walkable downtown, and enough art, food, and fun to fill a wagon of weekends. Not to mention your tummy. From artisan chocolate and historic architecture to two Coney kings facing off across town, this place has character, flavor, and a heap and help and a heart. So let's hit the road and find out what makes Jackson one of Michigan's genuine gems. Now, for those playing the UTR home game, Jackson is located in south central Lower Michigan, about halfway between Ann Arbor and Battle Creek. It's easy to get to and even easier to fall for.
Now, our first stop is a place that smells like heaven and tastes even better. Oh yeah.
Gilbert Chocolates is a local treasure that's been making sweet memories for over 125 years. And today it's run by Brian and Sally Critchbaum. These two really make the magic happen, from picking the creme de la creme cocoa beans to whipping up the ultimate mix of yumminess. The Critchbaums also told us tales about the Gilbert chocolate legacy, filled with love and devotion that's been passed down through the decades.
What I love about your story is it started with John Gilbert, but not at the turn of the century. It started at the turn of the century before the last turn of the century.
Yep, that's right.
The history of this place goes way back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it actually started in Findlay, Ohio in 1893. And then in 1900, he decided he needed a bigger market, and so picked up everything and moved it here to Jackson. The building he first moved into is gone now, but it's just 100 yards from here down in the corner. And then he built his first factory in around 1903, where the Chamber of Commerce building is today. And that's his build. That's the Gilbert building. It's the same building that he built back in 1903.
You're the current stewards of this tradition and this something that's so important to the region, so important to the people here. And that must be rewarding, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We get repeat customers that coming in. I went to a Kiwanis Club meeting the other day, and someone stood up and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are. I'd buy your mint Oreos." So I was like, "Yes, you do. You come in and you buy them." And so, yes, we get repeat customers that we know, and our staff get to know them, and we'll tell them. In fact, we had one gentleman who came in, and our staff, he was buying for his mother, and our staff, he starts saying, "I get this." She's like, no, your mother wants this, this, and this." And so that's what he bought.
But what inspired you guys to buy this place? Were you just like Willy Wonka's inside or something?
Well, maybe I was. But not Brian. Brian's an engineer by occupation. And at the time he was consulting, and so he was meeting with the owner of Gilbert Chocolates, and he gave the owner a list of things to do to improve his company. And the owner said, "Oh, I'm too old. I'm just going to sell the company." And so Brian said, "I'm going to buy the company." So then he came home and tried and had to convince me. So that's how we got. I consider it providential that it was given to us at the right time, at the right place.
Yeah, me, typical engineer. I could do this better. I can figure out a better way. Here, let me do that for you. For people who can't get to Jackson or maybe live on another planet in the solar system, how can people get a hold? Do you guys ship your chocolate?
Yep, we ship a lot of chocolate all over the United States. Occasionally, it's been a couple years now, but even to overseas, but the shipping's more than the chocolate when you do that. But yeah, GilbertChocolates.com. It's a commerce site, so you can buy and order. We allow customization even on the online stuff, so you can get almost anything you want. If you want something and you don't see it, call us and we'll fill the order.
And we wholesale too.
Yeah.
So there may be
There's
some
30 or
store
40 stores here in East Michigan that sell it as well.
Well, if you're missing any chocolates after I leave, I'm responsible. It's me. I'm admitting to it right now.
Watching this candy get crafted is like seeing edible art come to life. And it really was an eye-opening adventure seeing how the Critch Bombs blend old school charm with new school innovation. And tasting it? Well, let's just say we had to film a few extra takes, you know, for research. Chocolate. If you're a chocolate lover like me, get your inner Willy Wonka to Gilbert Chocolates in Jackson real soon. And I guarantee you won't even need that golden ticket.
Well, from chocolatiers to chandeliers, next up we go to Jackson's amazing Michigan Theater for really cool architecture and awesome culture.
Well, you heard and are about to see right, because this lovingly restored 1930 movie palace is now home to concerts, films, and more thanks to people like Dave Hines and Nan Whitmore. The three of us met up so I could find out how this dazzling venue was transformed from a fading memory into the beating heart of Jackson's cultural scene.
First thing I want to say to both of you, and anybody and everybody that was involved, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because theaters like this, they'll never build again. You'll never see theaters like this again, so to preserve them and bring them back is so important to the community. But what inspired you?
Well, we've been wanting to do renovations. We had plaster laying all over the floor, and it was becoming slightly dangerous. And we knew we needed to include a new filtration system. The pandemic taught us a lot about what we needed for air quality, so that kind of was the catalyst.
Yes, we decided we'd go ahead and start a capital campaign and raise the money, and had very generous donations from people around the area. And we started working on the renovations about 2 years ago, I think. And they took about 18 months to complete, and we finished ahead of schedule and under budget. And it turned out the way it looked in 1930.
Yeah, theaters like this, the Fox Theater, they take your breath away when you walk in.
They really do.
Because back in the day, things were ornamental. They were a work of art. Now things are more functional and more utilitarian. But this it's art. It really is.
It is, and it's just beautiful. I fell in love with this place when I first started volunteering.
How bad did it get?
It was pretty bad. This was abandoned. It almost was torn down. And 10 people came together and raised $1 and bought the theater for $1.
Really?
Yep. And so the repairs started pretty soon after that happened. And but the full-blown renovation started, like I say, a couple years ago.
I understand you also, the carpeting is new, but you found a little swath of the carpeting, the original carpeting?
Correct. What we believe was a pattern here in 1930 when it opened. And we had to go to Turkey and have the carpet made and shipped over here in an overseas container.
This was originally a Butterfield theater.
Correct. Butterfield chain built it.
The seats, by the way, are more comfortable than any chair I have in my home.
We replaced the main floor seats several years ago.
And you guys have what kind of entertainment here? Everything from...
Oh, we have big country acts. We have small community acts here. We do movies. We do children's films in the summertime. Very family-oriented.
Yeah, everything from class reunions to funerals. We
Weddings.
had both here, weddings, do a lot of weddings here. Pretty much we'll do anything that's performance-related.
when we were here a couple of years ago filming the show, this renovation was still going on, and we couldn't wait to come in and see it, so.
We're so glad you did.
Me too.
Boy, I'm telling you, Nan and Dave really are two of the wizards behind the curtain here at the theater. They totally personify the passion this community has for this place. If you love classic glitz, charm, tunes, events, and cinema, the Michigan Theater at Jackson is a showstopper you really need to stop at.
Time for an official UTR Travel Tip Extra. Cue the sound effect.
Now, if you're within 11 billion miles of Jackson and you're craving a burger that's grilled to perfection and served with a side of nostalgia, Schlenker's Sandwich Shop is your gastronomic go-to place. It's a classic tiny diner that's been doing it right since 1927, and the locals say the burger here is one of the very best. Sounds like Schlenker's is a palate-pleasing pilgrimage you need to take. After all, there ain't nothing like an awesome burger. And now, back to your regularly scheduled UTR adventure.
Well, right now it's time to join the most delicious debate in Jackson.
Yep, it's a classic yet friendly battle where Coneys collide. And did you know that this town is rumored to be the actual birthplace of the Coney dog? That's right, folks. The Jackson Coney scene is a testament to culinary passion and hometown pride.
So, who's hungry for a bite of history?
Let's start with Jackson Coney Island, a staple here since 1914 and known for its considerable Coney credentials. It's famous for its irresistible hot dogs, savory chili, freshly chopped onions, and authentic ambiance. Owner Scott Pienta gave me the whole sizzling story behind their Coney mastery.
So you came here when you were a kid and ate Coney dogs.
Yeah, ate Coney dogs, I sure did. It was either here or our next door neighbor, Virginia. That's
Right.
where we ate.
Your rival, although I'm discovering it's kind of a friendly rival.
It is. It's and the funny thing is both myself and my rival, my friendly rival, Virginia, we both bought really about the same time, within weeks of each other.
Yeah.
The restaurants, and because we both believed that to restoring this Coney district.
And the Coneys here are different. There's not heavy chili on them. There's like ground beef heart and.
Yeah, it's 7 seasonings, 6 seasonings, 7 seasonings, however you want to look at it, depending if you want to use onion as a seasoning, but it is a seasoning. But there's only a few seasonings in it. It is strictly beef heart, and that's another funny thing about this. Nobody's sure why they chose beef heart. Some people think that because the train station was here and the trains ran to Chicago, taking the beef and the cattle and everything to Chicago to be slaughtered, that the beef heart was something that they didn't use over there and is extremely cheap, which it is still cheaper than buying beef, traditional beef now.
It's also great lean meat.
Very lean meat. It's so lean that we actually have to add oil and water to our sauce to actually make it. Otherwise, it would dry out so quick.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank goodness for people like you, because, I mean, places like this, they're gems. You know what I mean? They're diamonds in the rough, and they're part of and there's so much history here that, yeah, somebody's got to carry them on. So I applaud you for doing it.
And I thank everybody that comes in my door, because it's not, you could buy a Coney dog from anybody. You could buy an ice cream cone from so-and-so, but it's not, that's what you're not paying for. You're paying for the memories that have been here. And that's all I'm trying to restore. We're trying to restore the memories for this place.
Yeah, the place is so genuine, authentic. And like you said, I mean, when you come in here, you're coming 1914. I mean, there's a lot of history here. It's not just somebody that says, yeah, I make Coneys.
Yeah.
Oh, do you really?
Do you really make Coneys? Yeah, you're making memories every single day. And that's the great thing, is I see so many people in here and they come up and they talk to me. And that's the big thing that I hear every time I come here, Tom, is just about, oh, I remember I used to come here with my grandfather. Even the gentleman that takes care of my cement work, he brings his kids in here now because he remembers those stories of when he used to come here with his dad and his grandfather. Now he brings his kids in here. They're your young kids. And they come in here and have lunch, have breakfast, have dinner, whatever it is.
Last question. Ketchup on a Coney?
That's the age-old question. I don't know. The original Coney Island is mustard. But I am not gonna lie. I am a fan of ketchup on a Coney every now and then.
Yep, these Coneys are beefy, snappy, savory, satisfying, and a whole lot of messy. Not to mention downright delicious. Well, I have to say, round one is looking pretty good for Jackson, Coney Island.
Now, just a stone's throw away from Jackson, Coney Island is Virginia, Coney Island. Ow, hey, who threw that?
This place is also iconic, also mouthwatering, and definitely not backing down in this tasty rivalry. They've got their own secret recipes steeped in family tradition, and even a story of when the first Coney was ever devoured in this town. Yep, Virginia Coney Island isn't just a contender, it's a heavyweight in the Coney Corral, proving that Coney mastery runs deep in this town. And I met up with Ted and Pam Kristoff to learn how they keep the mustard ready and the Coney spirit alive.
So you have employees that have been here how many years?
45 years. Teresa,
I had hair 45 years ago. Seriously?
seriously, she started working here as a waitress for my Uncle Van and his partner Tom Radford. She lived upstairs and she passed the test and stayed here ever since. And since then, her children have worked here, her son, her daughter, her other daughter, and currently 3 of her grandchildren are working here.
Yeah. Your grandpa started this?
So my grandmother's brother,
Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it.
yes, she's a Todoroff and he's a Todoroff. George Todoroff started Jackson, Coney Island, 1914. And he brought his brother-in-law, my grandfather, in as a partner at some time in the teens. And so from there, everyone in my family has worked in a restaurant or owned a Coney Island restaurant and has worked at Jackson, Coney Island, and then eventually Virginia, Coney Island. So my family didn't start Virginia, Coney Island, but since 1950, my family has owned Virginia, Coney Island.
Now, Detroit, Lafayette, and American, they have always claimed to be the original, the first, but I understand that may not be accurate?
Well, from me reading their history, they started, the Carroll's family started in 1916.
Right.
And we've documented Jackson, Coney Island, 1914. So there you go.
So they got the Coney from you guys.
That's right.
Because everybody's been saying that. I'm like, no, that can't be true, but that's apparently it is.
You know, it actually can be true that all these Coney Islands simultaneously erupted independently.
From immigrants who came here and brought them.
Yes, they came through Ellis Island, went to Coney Island. They were amazed by this Frankfurter on a roll that didn't have a name, and they came and they developed their own style of Coney Island, and the term just stuck that it was called a Coney Island. So there's Flint, there's Detroit, there's Fort Wayne, there's Jackson, there's Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids. There's Macedonians, there's Bulgarians, there's Greeks, mostly Middle Eastern, and now even other Middle Eastern immigrants have come. But it's once it's caught on, it's just something that you did. Bring more family over. Our family's from Armensko, Macedonia, which is Olona right now, because it was renamed during the Balkan Wars. And so all the Lazaroffs, the Kristoffs, the Bojoffs, and the Todoroffs all came from that same region.
Well, what do you guys, well, first of all, 2 very tough questions.
Yes.
Ketchup on a Coney.
No.
No, thank God she said no.
No.
No, really?
Really?
No.
I'll have it on a hot dog. You know,
Not on a Coney.
not on a Coney. No, and we will serve it, but I personally will not put ketchup on it. I'll give you the bottle. You can put it on yourself.
Then you look away.
Yes. Or I'll put packets in your to-go order. So.
As I finished up my tantalizing time at Virginia Coney Island, I thought to myself, wow, how could any Coney be better? It was at that very moment Jackson Coney jogged my mouth-watering memory. Their Coneys were also amazing. This isn't just a friendly rivalry, it's a showdown with enough delectable drama to make your taste buds cheer. So if you're looking for a flavor-packed 1-2 punch from the past, don't choose one. Head to Virginia Coney Island and Jackson Coney Island and try them both. Besides, life's too short for just one Coney.
Well, you guessed it, it's time for yet another official UTR Travel Tip Extra. Let's try a different sound effect this time. That was weird.
Now, some say this is the biggest scoop in town, and I say, challenge accepted, because the Parlour of Jackson is a classic destination, and you'll find lots of locals lining up here for colossal cones. Because let's face it, the only thing better than ice cream is a whole lot of it. And they claim to serve up the biggest portions of ice cream, sundaes, and shakes in all of Michigan. They also offer other warm, nostalgic, and savory selections, not to mention a generous slice of classic Americana. So if you're looking for a new happy place, this is it. Now, once again, back to your regularly scheduled UTR junket.
Now, if you're looking for a place to walk off all those ice cream and Coney calories, have I got a place for you. Literally.
Yep, Falling Waters Trail is the perfect peaceful place. It's a paved path that stretches over 10 miles and connects Jackson's natural beauty with a deep sense of local pride. The trail follows the path of an old Michigan railroad line that used to be full of passenger and cargo trains. Now it's been transformed into a scenic haven where walkers, cyclists, rollerbladers, and more can soak in the beauty of Jackson County. Dr. Kevin Lavery is one of this trail's biggest cheerleaders, and he helped me uncover the fascinating blend of nature and history that defines the Falling Waters Trail.
Yeah, if you love your bike like I do, the Rails to Trails, the whole concept is a game changer. It's you can ride from city to city, you can plan trips, you can stay at bed and breakfast, you can see so much without using your carbon foot.
No, agreed. And one of the things you failed to mention, trains can only go so steep, so they tend to be relatively flat. So a lot of people, it's more accessible because it's relatively flat. If you want a mountain bike, you can mountain bike.
Right.
You want a gravel bike, Jackson's developing a whole network of gravel bike trails, kind of like on Bentonville. The 3R are cubed. And so each community within Jackson County will have a loop of gravel rides. So if you want steepness, but still the shelter off of the busy roads, but the trails, phenomenal.
Now tell me about the sculptures, because where we got on, the sculptures are extraordinary.
Thank you. Passion of mine was the sculptures. And fortunately, we live in a community that sort of embraces people that want to make a change and do things. And so all the different departments of 7 different government agencies had to approve it. And so we have 8 sculptures each year that we rotate. And those are sort of big, beautiful, colorful ones that, we couldn't afford. And then we've got a collection of ones that are part of the permanent collection. And it's just been a joy. One of the things, there was some concern that this was all funded through government money and why are we wasting on that. But once people got over that, the comments like, I must be in a place that belongs because it has sculptures. And it's like, wow, I never thought of that, this place must be special because somebody's putting artwork there.
Yeah, we just doing this show, we've discovered that in the last 15 years, young people are reconnecting with downtowns. They want to belong to someplace, they want a sense of place, and so young people are making a huge difference in Jackson.
Jackson Young Professionals, so all those sculptures, the painted buildings, that was all done by them. That was their idea. They raised the money. They brought in the artists from around the world.
They were on our show.
There we go. But that's the next generation taking ownership and saying, this is a community I want to be a stakeholder in. I believe in, I want to commit to. No, thank you for celebrating Jackson with us, because there's really neat people doing wonderful things. And it's, they're by and large volunteers. These are people, and that's appreciate that, but there's so many ways to get involved and to get connected. It could be outdoors. You may want to plant flowers somewhere, or maybe an organization, but there's so many opportunities, and it makes you feel so much better about where you live when you can drive around town and say, I had a little something to do with that. Or I just, I had a little here, and all those connections, that's what makes it home,
Race you back to town?
For an ice cream?
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, let's go, man.
Well, whether you're looking to reconnect with nature, get some healthy exercise, or just rediscover yourself in a peaceful place, Falling Waters Trail is a trail you should totally try. It truly is one of Michigan's bikeable, walkable wonders, and a fitting end to our Jackson journey. I'm telling you, this city has it all. Chocolate, Coney's, culture, and terrific trails. Whatever tickles your family's fancy, I guarantee there's something here for everyone. So next time you're looking for a town that'll make you want to stick around, take a jaunt to Jackson and make some pure Michigan memories.
Well, you guessed it, it's prime. Now our first, sorry. Now, if you're looking for a city that's got sweet traditions and one-of-a-kind okay, ready? Well, you guessed it, it's prime.
So I'm just gonna try and right there.
Yeah, you just like toss it like that, hit me right there. Ready?
The Stalls Motors and Music Experience features a collection of automated music machines, neon signs, gas pumps, and 150 years of automotive history. More info at stallsauto.com.